That's like everybody. So there's this bias that happens when you join a new company that you automatically revert back to your programming of what you've been involved in. And so I'll give you a little bit of my journey. My initial interaction within the direct selling company was with Amway. And my mom got involved in 1997. That's how I found out about the industry, driving from place to place, her showing business presentations. And I learned the Amway compensation plan. It's the first one that I saw, and it was a stair-step breakaway, and that made a lot of sense. And then after that, we ended up going to a company that had a uni-level plan. And it made no sense when we joined that company because we were from a stair-step breakaway business, and then we joined this uni-level company. We had to learn a different type of compensation plan. And then after 10 years of being there, or 11 years of being there, we moved on to another company, and that company had a binary compensation plan. And that made no sense whatsoever because we had just learned how the uni-level plan worked. And then when I wasn't really looking for another company, I came across a need of omega-3 in my life, connected with Dave Ives. Dave dragged me along. No, actually, he didn't drag me. He made it really hard for me not to ask the question, what is Enzino doing? But I came into this company, and then I realized, well, this compensation plan was different. We've got elements of a binary, we've got elements of a uni-level, there's different combinations to things, and in each and every one of those moments, I kept on saying to myself, well, this is difficult, or this is hard to understand, or this is so different from what I'm exposed to. But the simple reality is, everything's different. But if we allow ourselves to live within this kind of backwards and forwardsing of what is easy or what isn't, then we shortcut ourselves from simple understanding. And so what I'm hoping to do today is to take the concept of Enzino's compensation plan and break it down into some very simple elements that you can work within, that you can understand, and that you can put together. Now, if we do that all, what you will have is some very tangible things that you can work through and that you can drive. And I've just looked over at John, who's loading the presentation, and he's shaking his head, and that's not a good thing.
Very bad thing.
Is the presentation not working? Okay, that's straight from Enzino. What is it? Let's see if we can problem solve here. What is it? Excuse us for a second. Ladies, I think this is you guys. What is it saying? PowerPoint has found a problem. John does not want...
I forgive me for that.
Let's try repair it.
I've tried it and
It's not repairing.
Hi! We'll just do a spontaneous dance. You can. I will.
Take this moment. I mean, Rebecca, what she shared then. Please be brave. Did anybody get any takeaways from what Rebecca said? Awesome. Yeah. And what? Yes. Only two.
Yeah.
Rebecca, you've really got to scrub up your presentation, girlfriend. For me, it's so powerful because she's done this for 9 years, and for her to lean in, who was like, oh goodness me, yeah, I can go in the back office and I can find the simple tools, and she related everything back to a tool, didn't she? She's like, and do it.
Okay, but take that applause back. Before we applause for John, we're just going to do one test. Oh my goodness, John. This is going to be oh no, it's not working. John. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, great. So ladies, thank you very much. Okay, so where was I? So we're going to demystify the compensation plan today. We're going to break it down into some pieces. So do you guys want to know the simplistic view of the Enzino compensation plan?
Yeah.
All you need to know.
Yeah.
I want you to have a clean sheet of paper in front of you, and I want you to write these things down. Number 1, 4 customer subscriptions. There's number 1, 4 customer subscriptions. Everybody got it?
Yep. Yeah.
Number 2, enroll 2 partners with an ultimate partner kit. Number 3, help those 2 partners enroll 2 partners with an ultimate partner kit. So help 2 get their 2 with a UPK. Number 4, it's very simple. Add another 6 customer subscriptions to get to your 10 customer subscriptions. And now we're going to add in number 5. Anybody want to guess what number 5 is? Get to 25 customer points. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to break down a couple of things. Now, you may say, well, Kirsten, that's overly simplistic. It's not. Here's the thing that I'm going to tell you. There are people that are high-ranked. Let me tell you, this is a story. So there's another president that qualified this month. His name is Kesh. Kesh was sitting down and we were chatting in Lanzarote and we were having a great breakfast, and Kesh said to me, Kirsten, I don't really understand about 3/4 of the compensation plan, but when I do the things I need to do, the business grows and I earn more money. That needs to be our view of compensation plans. For the detail-oriented people in the room, let me tell you that understanding it will not grow your business for you as much as working it and deploying it. So when we take a look at something like the Fast Starts, which is going to be my focus today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bridge how we accelerate a Fast Start program and what that starts to unlock and unleash so you can see the concepts of how our comp plan is built. Now, this is the simple reality. There is no easy compensation plans in the whole of the networking industry. They're all complex. If they're easy to understand, they don't pay out well. What Zinzino has done very cleverly is they've taken a compensation plan. This is usually how comp plans work. There's lots of money in the beginning. There's not a lot of money. There's not a lot of money in the middle class of networking. There's not a lot of money. And then all of a sudden, as you start to hit higher ranks, what happens is the income starts to go up. And so the person standing here earning the big ranks is very happy with a lot of their money, but their team never earns. And so what Orion and Hilda decided to do is, instead of doing what everybody else is doing, to become a little bit more innovative and put a ton of money right smack bang in the middle of the middle class networker, which is our rank called Diamond. There is no other company in the industry that pays as much for the volume that is generated at Diamond level. I can tell you, coming from a compensation plan prior to Zinzino, where the company was doing $1.4 billion a year, that I had to do $180,000 in turnover in my organization to earn the same amount that I have to do less than $50,000 in Zinzino. And that was one of the fastest growing businesses in the industry. The secret to our success as Zinzino is that we make good money here, there, and there. Now, when you get that, it's powerful, but we don't tell enough people about the opportunity, because sometimes we get lost in how good balance oil is. Friends, we have a business. We need to tell people how good this is. Diamond is powerful. It is remarkably powerful. Now, if we want to get people from start to here, we have to utilize all the tools that we have available to us. And the Fast Start is one of those things. If you're not utilizing the Fast Start or taking it seriously, you're putting your people at a disservice. You heard our president say the exact same thing right now. You're leaving money on the table, and what we're doing is we're taking away from people the opportunity to learn what basic fundamental skills you need to build a Zinzino business. Number 1, you need to be able to onboard customers. Number 2, you need to be able to onboard partners. Personal customers, personal partners. If you can learn that in your first 120 days, you can go from nothing to president in 2 or 3 years if you really want to. But we get so stuck in the other stuff. But Kirsten, I don't understand how CAB works. Go and earn a CAB, then you'll understand how it works. But I don't understand the mentor bonus. If you've been in the industry earning millions and millions of dollars, then you may need to understand the minutiae. But for most people, we get lost in this analysis. We get paralyzed in it. We have paralysis of analysis, and we never do anything. So what do you need to do? Do you need to understand it? Yeah, you need to understand the concepts. So the best thing to do is work it with somebody. So when we get into a starting process, I always say to partners that come on board, the time frames we have for the Fast Start are not recommended time frames. They're the maximum allowable time. I suggest we do it as quickly as possible. So don't expect, or don't create the expectation that it takes 30 days to get your first 4 customers. Create the expectation that it can be done in day 1. So we got 30 days to do it, but how quickly do you want to get it done, Mary? Oh, well, I've got a couple of people we could chat to right now. And my husband's grumpy and needs Viva, so let's add another subscription. Fantastic. Leverage business as much as possible. So when people are coming on board, what do you want to switch on to subscription first, Mary? What do you need on a monthly basis for your own personal consumption outside of the kit that you've just purchased? If somebody comes on with a basic, they're going to need product. They could very well be their own first customer and get their first 4 customer subscriptions through their own order. It makes sense to buy from yourself, right? But often we don't give people the opportunity because we have false mercy. Oh, but I don't want Mary spending money. Honestly, I want Mary to be as healthy and having the best possible experience. That if she can't afford to be on the health protocol premium, that's okay. What suits you, Mary? What is your immediate need? What do we need to set you up with? And if that's 1 subscription or 2 subscriptions, then we are only hunting for 3 or 2 from somewhere else. But if I'm wanting to set Mary up for success, we want to get Mary started. So there's you as Mary. We want to get Mary started and get to 4 subscriptions as quickly as possible. Because what happens magically at that point when 100 pay points are paid into Mary's back office and she pulls that money out, there is this remarkable moment of belief that is created that will do amazing things. Most people live under the fear that what they're doing will never actually work because they never earn anything. If we take people through a fast start as quickly as possible and we put real money into their accounts, it'll change their lives. The quicker you can get people to earning, the better it is. So don't wait, don't hold back, and if you need to, make the calls for Mary. Sometimes you need to help with it. Don't expect Mary to make the calls in the beginning. If we want to move people quickly, move people quickly. Mary, all you got to do is get Jane on the phone. Jane, you told me about her. She's battling with inflammation in her knuckles. This could possibly be something that could help her out. Why don't you phone her quickly? Just tell her that you've come across something that you think will help her. Put her on the phone with me and let me quickly have a chat with her. You see, what we often do is we get people started in the business and we're like, okay, newborn partner, run. Have you ever tried to get a newborn baby to run? They don't. If you pick them up, they just land on their face. You can pick up a baby as many times as you want. It'll just keep on falling over until the time that it's ready to go. But what happens in the same way that as parents, we show our kids how to do things. We've got our, that little finger walk that you do that's really awkward. You realize just how badly you've trained lower back your whole life when you've got a kid this big and you're doing the walking together. And then eventually they're on one hand. Eventually after they're running, you're like, man, I wish I never taught this kid how to run. But the thing about it is we can't expect people to get up and to run. We've got to do it for them. We've got to show them. So when you're doing the fast start, it is more important that you're doing it with them than it is for them to be doing it by themselves. Oh, but Kirsten, surely it's their responsibility. It is. But it's your responsibility to get them to win. Now, you can't force them to do the work, but if you've got somebody who's come on board who wants to do it, you have to get involved with them. So what do? We help however we can in that process. I'm not comfortable with phone calls. That's okay, Mary. Let me help you with the first phone calls to show you how simple it is to do. You don't have to worry about it, but I don't know what to say. Well, let me phone our upline. Let's get a script. Let's figure something out. Help people move through it. But those 100 pay points do 2 amazing things. The belief that what we say we will be paid out. But then most importantly, we've taken away the risk of that operating cost of running a business every month for the first 4 months. If you maintain Q Team doing those 20 credits that are generated from 4 customer subscriptions for the first 120 days, there's no need for an auto order to be paid. And that is the best case scenario. Now, some people may miss it, that's okay. But optimally, we never want anybody to pay for an auto order. Because if they never pay for an auto order, they never feel like they're paying for a business. How many times have you heard this? Oh, I joined Amway. Cost me a lot of money. I've still got soap powder from the 1970s in my garage. And you hear all these stories. Why? They never got started properly. They were never shown how to make their business profitable, and they never got to a position where their business was covering the cost of running itself and moving into the profit zone. And honestly, I believe for the large majority of people, laziness and a lack of upline support is why people end up in that scenario. So this fast start is not their fast start, it's your fast start. This is a measure on you as an upline, how well you get people started, as much as it's an audit on how serious people are about building the business. It's an interdependent decision. But once we've got that in place, and we can do that as quickly as possible, if we do it within the first 30 days, we're going to generate it. But what I also want to do is I'm not independently running these. Interdependently, I want to be getting people to focus. I want Mary to also be chatting to partners. We're not going to just do step 1 and then do step 2. We're going to do it all together. Mary, who do you know that could benefit from the technologies that you've seen and now learned about? And who do you know that you think would be really good as a business partner? Who would you like to work with? Because if I can take Mary through this process where can't see that. But if I could take Mary through this process where we can help get 2 partners onboarded, well, what we're going to do is we're going to give her a serious belief that she can do whatever needs to be done. Because here's the secret. You've just heard Viveka stand up here on stage and spend close to an hour explaining to you the fundamentals of building a business. Nuggets, wisdom, practical advice, and it all fits under these 2 mechanisms. Have customers, have partners. Okay? There's nothing else. Oh, what about leadership development? The leader will start to develop when they get a team. That's what happens. The systems are in place. Zinzino TV, GoCore, all these things are there. The trainings, the time. Nothing happens unless we get Mary moving through this. Now, if we want optimal, we focus on ultimate partner kits. So I always pitch the ultimate partner kit as the optimal way to come in. Not everybody can afford it. Now we have other opportunities to be able to help people get the same bonus of 400 pay points, but if they don't have A and B at an ultimate partner kit, well then they're going to have more people coming in with an advanced or more people coming in with a basic partner kit. It doesn't matter how we get there, but I never start with the smallest option. Because a lot of people can't afford the ultimate partner kit, what they need is an understanding that they can recover their cost of investment as quickly as possible. But what happens, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but if you scratch at the bottom of the barrel, all you get is splinters under your nails. You have to pitch for what you want. The avatar of a perfect partner coming in is somebody who comes in, sees the value, gets an ultimate partner kit, gets on all the product, starts chatting to people about their experiences, and puts a list together so you can contact people for the business and for the product. That's the perfect avatar. That's what we want. That's our optimal partner that comes in. Now, what is suboptimal? Well, if they get started with an advanced kit, still, that's a pretty good place, but it means we're going to have to do a little bit more work if we're helping somebody go through a fast start. So the level of activity needs to go up, and if we can get 2 enrollments versus having, to go through 3 advanced partner kits or 6 basic partners, what is optimal? 2 ultimate partner kits. So where do we start? This would be the optimal place. Does that fit within your budget? Particularly if we could put around about half of that spend back in your pocket within the first 30 days. Then it's less money spent than purchasing an advanced partner kit because we've got half of the money back. Make sense?
Yeah.
So what we've got to do is we've got to realize people have red flags that pop up all the time. We've got to push the red flags down. That's our responsibility. And it's best to learn the skill to do it before the flag pops up. So what do people not like to do? Spend money. No one here wakes up on the first of the month and thinks, I cannot wait to switch on my phone and have all of those pings go off. Subscription for fiber, subscription for cell phone, subscription for Netflix, subscription for Disney, subscription for all these things. We don't wake up thinking, yeah, woo, right? It's a pain. Now, when you're chatting to people, realize they only hear 2 things from you. It's either pleasurable or it's painful. So if you say, well, Mary, you've got to buy a kit for 20,000 rand or 1,100 euros or I don't know how many pounds, but you've got to get started. And then there's this thing called an auto-order, Mary, and every month for the rest of your life, even once you've died, it will come off your account consistently and it costs 79 euros and you get a product, Mary, you get a product. It's more expensive though than the product that you're getting, Mary, but we'll throw in a free test every 3 months and then, oh, Mary, but you get GoCore. You see, we wonder why people don't want to join our businesses because honestly, I think if you had to try and prospect yourself with some of the ways you explain things, you wouldn't join your own business. So when you sit down with people, here's how the world works. No false mercy. You want to start a business, there's a capital investment. The cool thing about what we do, Mary, is you don't have to throw a lot of money and hope that you can repay the loans. You're going to buy some product, get it at the best possible price you could ever get it at, and you're going to put your own wellness on track. This is not about starting a business. This is about investing in you. If you've got a big family, I'm sure you want everybody on it. The best possible case, let's get you started with an ultimate kit. So everybody, including the dogs and the cats, are on the product. You laugh, I've got 2 bull terriers. Every morning, balance oil, baby. If I had cats, I wouldn't give it to the cats. I'm just kidding. I know cat people are like, what? Did you really say that? But we've got to create this expectation of what it is that they're actually doing. It's not, now, is there an expense? Yes, but Mary, I understand that things can be quite tight in the current economic climate, but we have a fast start program that can put all of this money back into your account within 120 days if we do some simple things. It's going to take some work, but I'm with you all the time. Sometimes when you deliver the pain, you've got to top off with the pleasure. I tell my kids all the time, you guys have to study. You want to become an architect. You want to become a veterinarian. You have to put the time in now, but it'll all be worth it when you get your degree and you're saving an animal's life. It'll all be worth it, all the time, all the sacrifices when you're standing there and your building is being unveiled. You see, friends, what we have to do is show people what's real. It's going to take time. I always used to say, one of my favorite phrases was, you know, we're going to build a business together and there will be blood and there will be sweat and there will be tears where you're not going to bleed. Fortunately, in Zinzino, you do bleed. But it's that controlled bleeding. But there is some kind of investment in it, but if we create the right expectation, it's a pleasurable thing to achieve this, because most entrepreneurs will start a business, they will invest a large amount of money, hope that whatever they put the money in works, and for the large majority of them, globally the statistics show us, 80% of them are out of that business and in debt within 2 years. Friends, what we have is not perfect, but it's better than that. So when we create the right expectation, we get people positioned right. Okay, so what happens? Well, we want to move through this as quickly as possible. This starts to unleash some pretty simple things. Number one, Mary goes bronze. My simple advice to you is this. If anybody in your team achieves any rank, celebrate it as much as if Rebecca was your personal and just went president. Because I can tell you that for some people, going bronze will be more important than them going president. Because for most people that join our industry, what they never hear from other people is, well done. I always knew you could do it. So we make a big deal of this. Oh, but it's just the first rank. It's only 375 credits. No, it's not. It's the first step in going from where you are to where you've always wanted to be. You don't go president without going bronze. Can't swap the sides. You see? So now what happens is we start to unleash some things. Well, cash bonus. Oh, well, Kirsten, what is a cash bonus? Well, we get cash bonuses on all new customer orders. And that cash bonus goes from 10 to 50 to 25 to 30%. 10, 20, you know. There we go. So what have we generated? 50 pay points. Now, on top of that, we're also generating team commissions. So what is a team commission? Well, the clue's in the name, Mary. We've got a team starting to come together. We're generating these credits. We spoke about that. That's like our global currency that gives equivalency for everybody. Now, you're earning a team commission paid on 500 of it because there's some steps. What do you need to do to explain? Just have the home study guide, the compensation, just show the little table. Now, what happens is we understand what's happening here, but now we're also teaching what banking is, meaning, well, Mary, just because you've hit a commission, we're not losing what you haven't turned into income. It stays for next month, Mary. That's a pretty cool thing. How many of you love banking? Right? Now, that'll generate some pay points. But now we've also got these credits, and this shows you where everything comes. We've got the 4 customers generating 20 credits each. We've got partner A and partner B doing 300 credits. There's the 680 credits. This is a great way to teach people. But on top of that, Mary's gone bronze, so she's earned a bonus. What do you need to know about our rank advancement bonuses? Number one, just earn the rank and you get a bonus. The bigger the rank, the bigger the bonus. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the room would just like to have Rebecca's president bonus. Actually, Rebecca, if you were a really nice person, you'd share it with all of us. Yes, Rebecca's going to share it with all of us. Fantastic. That's very nice of you, Rebecca. Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Such a generous person. But we don't have to explain the detail to Mary. All I'm wanting to point out is, hey, Mary, you've gone bronze because you've done what you needed to do to get your fast start going. So you've earned 500 pay points. But on top of that, you've earned some commissions as well. And for just doing what you should have done, Mary, the company's throwing money at you. 650 pay points. Month 1, and Mary is happy as a pig in mud. Why? Because every single fear that she had of not being able to achieve or do or succeed is realized if you take this seriously as a upline. Friends, what we don't realize as sponsors is we have responsibility to get people out and moving. Because no one gets out and runs. Not everybody's going to sign up an Audi. Not everybody's going to sign up a Dave or a Rebecca. People have been in the industry before. Lots of people come into this and they have no clue, lack of belief, self-doubt, and it's your responsibility to move them through that process. Now, when we do that, what happens is we start to unleash it. So now she's starting to understand cash bonus. She's starting to understand team commission. She's starting to understand bonuses. All of these things come together, but we've unleashed the fast start. And if she had grown this business without the fast start, there's only 150 pay points in income. So what do we want? 650 pay points in her account or 150? Of course, 650, right? So we've got to make sure that we get and set people up to win. Now, if this goes over the 100 and, well, in this case it would be 60 days if you do the step 1 and step 2, go Q-Tim in your role 2, that's okay as well. But the faster we do this, the more money compounds. The quicker you do the fast start, the more it elicits these bonuses to grow because things are happening in a shorter space of time. They're not being worked out in the weekly commissions over lots of weeks. They're being worked out in less weeks, which means more volume, more commission. Makes sense. So the quicker we do the fast start, the more successful our new partners are in terms of earning. So we've achieved something pretty significant. Now, just second month. Fast start focus. What do? We want to go into step number 3. So if you look at your paper, what is step number 3? Hope you all wrote it down. Help your to enroll too. Now here's what I love about this. Maybe A and B don't get moving. There's no responsibility here for them to take full responsibility for it, because if Mary's really hungry and she does these enrollments, and it doesn't matter how they're put together or the balance that they're in place, for step number 2, you have to have one on the left and one on the right. You guys all know that. But for step number 3, these 4 can be in one line sponsored by you. They could be all sponsored by A. They could be spread differently. There could be a combination of sponsors between you, A, and B. It doesn't matter how we get there, as long as 4 people come on board with an ultimate partner kit sponsored by either you, A, or B, or a combination. A bonus of 1,200 pay points is going to be paid. Friends, do whatever needs to be done to get this into people's pockets. I have never seen a company that pays 1,200 euros in somebody's first 90 days for just teaching them how to grow a team. It's 4 enrollments. But what do you think that does to Mary's belief? When she gets asked the question, well, Mary, what have you earned? Well, I got a 1,200 euro bonus. Already? Yeah. But that's on top of the 650 euros I earned in my first month. You see, often people never feel like they're winning because they don't put anything into their accounts for the first 5 months. But if we take responsibility and we help get this moving, so I, as the sponsor for Mary, am going to make sure that no matter what happens, this gets moving. What are we going to do? Well, I'm taking care of Mary's fast start. I want to make sure that if she's got other people on the list, which we should still be contacting, it's going to support this program. But we're getting A and B running, and I'm teaching Mary how to get her people moving through the fast start as quickly as possible. Because all I'm going to do is remind Mary, remember what it felt like when you went bronze? Imagine when you call Amanda. Imagine when you call Busiwe. It's a South African name. Yeah, some of these ladies in the room are like, yeah, Kirsten, woo, la 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 la. You can take the Africans out of Africa, but you can't take Africa out of the Africans, baby. It's in here. It's in here. Don't make me tell you guys to sit down in Zulu, okay? There's going to be trouble if I have to. You see, the challenge is we've got to get Mary doing what we want Mary to do, which is to start to lead her team as quickly as possible. So we don't do this for Mary, we do this with Mary. But if we can get Mary moving through her fast start and moving her people through their fast start, what happens is within her first 120 days, she's learned, you heard me talk about the 8 steps yesterday. Have a dream, commit to it, make a list, contact anybody, show the plan, follow through. Number 7 is teach people how to do these things. And number 8 is take counsel and support from upline to teach these things, to learn how to be better at these things. This is the relational side of the business. This is not as much about rands and cents or dollars or euros as it is about helping people learn responsibility and be mentored. Relationship is as important as the skills and as important as the attitude. Dream and commitment, the attitude, the skills, make a list, contact, about, show the plan, follow through. Relationships teach and strategize. These things over here all deploy. Now what we're doing is we're taking all of these big concepts, we're understanding a little bit of it, we're not telling Mary what she's doing, all we're doing is helping Mary win, and in that we're teaching the process. So one day Mary's sitting in a meeting thinking, oh, that's what we did. That's why Kirsten asked me, what am I looking to get out of this? That's why Kirsten said to me, well, Mary, listen, I know we all have busy schedules. Are you prepared to find time in an already busy schedule to get X, Y, or Z? Why? I'm helping her establishing the dream. I'm helping her commit to it. I'm helping her with the activities that need to be done to get the things in place. But what happens now is we're teaching the activity. But we've taught the process. This is all part of the pipeline. Everything Rebecca shared with you, those 8 steps fit into the pipeline. The next thing we want to do is just increase those 4 subscriptions with another 6 to 10. Now, don't make this sound like it's tough. It's not. Friends, when we came into this business, our first customer subscription was 27 customer points. Because nobody told me that I didn't have to. Literally, Dave said, order what you and the family need and do it as your own customer. 27. I'm my own A-team. Why? Because some people do take their wellness seriously. And I've got a family in bull terriers who I love. So every single month, enough balanced oil arrives for the whole family and the bull terriers. We've got Sam's mom. We've got my brother who we've got on subscription. Why? I want to look after my family. So give people the opportunity to understand that it's not hard. Maybe you just need to speak to some people who want to put their whole family on the subscription. It's not about 10 people, it's 10 subscriptions. And look for people that are interested in wellness. But if we do that and we go X team, what happens is 150 pay points are generated, but more importantly than that, step 1 gave us the auto order for free every single month for the first 120 days, as long as you met that requirement and didn't have that weird first month cutoff. If you don't know what that is, ask your upline. But when we do X team, as long as we maintain those 50 credits monthly and the 10 subscriptions, Mary will never, ever have to pay for an auto order as long as she's with Zinzino. But that's why we don't stop here, because the next goal, if you take a look at number 5 that you wrote down, is to go to A team as quickly as possible. Now, if we run through this whole process, we've generated 1,350 pay points just from the fast start. We've got a cash bonus that's generated 75 pay points from the new customers. We've got a team commission that's now being paid out on triple what was paid out in the first month, 150 pay points. You can see where the credits come from, the 4 new partners, the 2 existing partners with their auto orders, the 6 new customers, the 4 existing customers now in their first month subscription. This is a way to teach Mary how the compensation plan works. And you don't even have to know what it is. You just got to read and figure it out. If you don't know yet, if you're that new, that's okay. Or you just act like you do. Well, Mary, this comes from 2 existing partners. 10 credits each. Where from? 2 existing partners. Okay, what orders? from the 2 existing partners. 10 credits each. But we're teaching, you've got the home study guide, you're working her through it. Now we've realized, well, the other fast starts have kicked in, the 8 new customers, we got the banking from last month. That's where all the credits come from. Now Mary understands what moves her business, where the volume comes from, what these credits really mean. She's gone silver. We haven't even acknowledged her as a silver yet because she's gone gold, and that's been a really quick progression. So in the first 60 days, you phone Mary 3 times to say congratulations for hitting your new rank. You've gone bronze, you've gone silver, and you've gone gold. And then on top of that, you've got your second bronze bonus. There's more? Yeah, Mary. So the first time you get it just for going bronze. The second time that you get it is when you help develop your team into bronzes. So you're going to get paid 50 pay points just for helping A and B get their bronze bonus. Now Mary understands the second part of our title bonuses. She doesn't need to read through, understand the credits, or honestly, what does she do? Build the business. See it paid out, see it worked out. And then on top of that, there's an enrollment bonus because you've helped A go Q team and B go Q team. So there's an extra 200 pay points. And Mary's pleased as a pig in mud, like a pig in deeper mud now, because she generated 2,125 pay points in month number 2, on top of the 650 that she earned. I mean, this becomes extremely remarkable. Now, we don't have time to go through this, and I don't want to spend a lot of time here, but we're moving towards 25. And all we're doing is duplicating the fast start system. What do we do here? What should be your mantra? Get a pack, start step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. That's it. Do people need to learn more about the product? No. Teach them how to send videos. Teach them how to send people to the stuff. Do people need to understand the compensation plan? In 99% of the cases, no. If you take them through the processes, they'll get started. But if we help A and B go through getting to X team, so they're moving through their process, and we continue to duplicate, and we see it with C, D, E, and F, and the team starts to grow, it's generated commission, 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 commission. All the same processes are in place. Cab bonus is kicking. There's a new thing that you can explain, but what we've got at the end of it is this. Executive rank, 1,600 euros earned in month number 3. And that means that in our first 90 days, we've helped Mary earn 4,375 euros. If we just use the tools that we have. Friends, the cool thing about this is when people get started, remember, they're ignorance on fire. Utilize that excitement to put points on the board. And if you're looking at this presentation thinking it's amazing, it's in your back office. You don't even have to take pictures. Go download it. It's in Keynote and PowerPoint. Go through it. If you don't understand the compensation plan, get the home study guide, read through it together. But this over here is powerful. And if you just keep on running it through, you can help people move all the way through to, most importantly, where we want to get them, diamond, in just another 2 months. Now, does it always work perfectly? Does it always duplicate 100%? No, it doesn't. But that doesn't matter. Because if you can just get 2 people moving and started and help them duplicate through it, you're sitting at the end of a year looking at a business that you would never believe you could have built when you got started. And so my focus for you is this. 4, 2, help those 2 get 2, get your 10, get your 25. If you want simplicity, teach that pattern over and over and over, and you'll have a business that literally you'll be able to drive a truck across. That's how stable, that's how solid, and that's how profitable it'll be. Thank you very much.